And this is the first episode of the LoreCheck podcast. I'm Uncle Hans, and I have Eleanor here with me. And this is kind of a new idea that I thought of, where we would just kind of banter about lore, random lore that we find. It mostly started when I was playing Symphony of the Night with friends, and we found that almost every item in the game has some insane backstory or something. It's, so you look up, like, the Vorpal Blade, and then you just find out it was like, oh, it was forged in blah, 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 blah. Like, some insane thing that doesn't matter. And not only that, but then we'd find things like, well, especially in, like, Symphony of the Night's case. I guess that could be its own episode. But spoilers, like, you can get, like, the Jewel Sword, which I never even knew existed. And it's like, oh, well, if you press, like, up and square, it, like, shoots jewels out, but it also, like, detracts from your money or something. Like, some random, like, thing you'd never think about. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Right? So what I'm hoping is I can just find people who can give me subjects or, like, content that just make no sense. That doesn't make no sense, but are just completely crazy. And, we just kind of banter and riff off each other. And so, Eleanor's here.
I am.
With a subject.
I have a subject.
You have a subject?
I do.
So, and you have notes?
I have conspicuous notes.
All right.
Copious notes.
Okay, so what is your first subject?
Well, the subject of the day, or at least the one we're starting on, is Koopas. So tell me what you know about Koopas.
So, Koopas, I guess, are turtles in the Mario multiverse. Finger quotes.
Finger quotes.
Wait, I don't know. Here's a question for you. Do you think Mario is a multiverse?
I mean, it seems like it is, right? From, like, Super Mario Odyssey.
Well, the way I think of it is like, if you think of Mario Maker, you can use, like, the Super Mario Brothers style. Right. You can use Super Mario World style. Right. You can use New Soup style. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're all have different rules almost, and they all have different enemies almost.
Sure.
So I almost consider, like, each one its own, like, universe, and there's no canon.
But even outside of, like, Super Mario Maker, there's, like, fucking Mario Galaxy, right, where he, like, goes into space. So using, like, physics logic, like, if you're going at the speed of light and stuff, then, like, timelines, and, like, there's the whole, like, is Rosalina, like, their kid, and, like...
And where does Peach fit into that?
Right.
I don't know, actually.
Spoilers, Peach features later in the podcast.
Oh, okay. Don't spoil it. Cut that. But in terms of Koopas, like, the only thing I really know... Okay, so let's talk about, like, the Koopas in terms of, like, the levels of Koopas. So you have the basic Koopa, the green Koopa, which walks off to its doom. They don't turn around. Then the red Koopas, who do turn around. Hopefully I'm not going through your notes.
No. You're I'm off in a completely other direction. Okay. Don't you worry.
You got the red Koopas, who will turn around on edges, so they won't just destroy themselves. And then you have Para-Koopas, which just go up and down. Actually, I think their colors matter too, don't they? Where I
feel like they do, but I don't remember the specifics.
I think I remember this if you make, like, Super Mario World ROM hacks, where like a green Koopa will go, like, horizontal, and then the red ones go up and down. That feels right. I would have to verify that. There's some rule around that.
It's not in my notes.
All right. Well, I guess we just have a little report here then. I don't know. Oh, then okay. Well, I know all the Super Mario World rules. So like blue Koopas. I don't remember. Are blue Koopas the ones that turn into disco shells?
Yes,
I think.
Or is it the yellow ones?
That's where I get confused on. Because I know, because in terms of Yoshi eating them,
right.
Like, blue is the one that makes Yoshi fly,
right.
Yellow is the one that makes him stomp,
yeah.
And fire is red,
I feel like the yellow one is the disco shell.
I don't actually remember.
Dang it.
Because it doesn't happen often where the disco shell is just already going.
Yeah. You have to, like, throw it and stuff or whatever, right? Or stomp on them.
Now, did you know, here's a fun fact for you, though, Koopas, if we're going to get into this.
Right.
So, like, there's a way... So, like, okay, in Super Mario World, right? If you jump on a Koopa, it, like, flungs out.
Yeah.
Well, what would you say happens? Let's say you put his shell away, and then you jump on a different Koopa, and then put that shell in front of that first Koopa.
Like, would he go into the other Koopa's
shell?
Right. Like, you're talking mechanically in the game, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they would.
But what do you think happens?
Like in the game?
Yeah, like, does he become that Koopa?
Oh, like you're talking about like ID or whatever or something?
Well, okay, so like in the game, like I think like let's say you jump on a blue Koopa, right? And I think when he boots out,
you're saying like does he lose his blueness and then he can
has,
become
like,
a red Koopa?
He has like blue shorts or something on.
Right.
Do you think he transforms into the new shell?
I don't know.
I don't actually know the answer. I'm just curious.
He becomes a purple Koopa.
Yeah, yeah. Just mix the colors together. Yeah. A new entity is formed.
It's like one of those, you actually can get Mew in Pokemon things, where it's like nobody knew about it for 20 years.
You move the IDs around, and then
actually a secret purple Koopas the whole time.
I have a great ball in slot 7, which means it spawns more Eevees in this area.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's like some kind of it's not. There's no way it's a glitch. Like there must be a scenario where it's just like it becomes the blue one,
right?
Or like whatever the shell it goes in.
Yeah.
Like that would make the most sense. It just overwrites its values.
One would think, yeah.
Right.
Like one of them would take precedence, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I can just keep going with Super Mario World Koopa Jank here.
Okay, well we have to go. We have to go on a journey, so I'll stop you there. But do you know like why Koopas are called Koopas?
Because they're derivative of King Koopa.
Right. But where does that come from?
Is it the Japanese word for turtle or something?
It is not. You'd think it would be Kappa, right? Because that's a Japanese monster, but no.
Well, they don't have the bowl on their head.
They do not. But actually, there's only one Koopa, really, really. Like, in Japan, Koopas are called Nako-Nakos. What do you think that means?
I don't know.
It means ambling, nonchalantly, describing how a turtle would move. But there's only one Koopa, which is King Koopa, or Daimyo Koopa, which I think means Demon King Koopa. And the Koopa part refers to it's like a reference to food. So think about that. What would that be? Any theories, Adam?
So is this boiling turtles?
It's not, sadly. It's way lamer.
Okay. I don't know.
It's soup with rice. He's King Soup with Rice.
King Soup with, but okay, what?
It's like the Japanese word for a Korean dish called gungbak or something.
But what is there some kind of philosophical meaning behind that?
Well, here's where it gets interesting, right? Because if you think about it, it's also Princess Peach, right?
Right.
And then you kind of go down a rabbit hole a little bit where it's okay, well, why is it Princess Peach and not in Japan? Because it always was in Japan. But Princess Toadstool here,
as opposed to Daisy
or a Princess Toadstool.
Sure.
Right. So the theory behind that
no, because Princess Toadstool, Peach.
Yeah. But in Japan, she's always been Peach. She was never Toadstool. That's a quirk of English localization.
Okay, but. They use an English because peach isn't a Japanese word.
It's not now.
But they use Japanese, but assumingly,
or at least I don't think it is.
Well, assumingly, Koopa is.
Yes, yeah. It's a Japanese word for a Korean soup and rice dish.
Okay, let's just We gotta family tree this. So it's a Japanese word for a Korean dish.
Yes,
but. Peach is just an English word. Is it because of English is cool reasons?
Well, see, I don't know. Because peaches, I think, are from Asia originally. Let me just double check this real quick. Fact check.
Isn't it well, they have it in Florida too. It's not it's native. It's not just native. Peaches aren't just native to Asia.
Are we sure about that? LoreCheck on that.
Well, no, that's a separate episode. No, because there's peaches. You can get peaches. Well, I don't know if they're.
Well, what's the origin of the word? That's what we're talking about here, right?
The word, peach.
Yeah, where did peach come from?
I'm sure it's some Latin bullshit. What do you mean? It's it was from the Greek god Peachocles, or something.
Google's refusing to work, so I guess we'll never know about that one. But the point is, it's okay, well, why was she always Peach there and Princess Toadstool here? And why was Bowser always King Koopa in Japan, but Bowser over here?
Is this a Robotnik versus Eggman
It
thing?
is. That's the next reference.
Right.
So
okay.
So why?
Is it censor reasons?
No.
Toadstool is too racy?
No.
I don't know.
Well, the theory goes.
So this isn't canon.
This isn't canon, but there's a lot of evidence which we'll get into later. But the theory goes that basically, it was a big fad in, like, kind of, like, the 80s Japan for, like, everything to be named after food. So that's where you get your, like, Eggmans, right? Or, like, you know, in Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta, Kakarot, Raditz, right? So the theory is that just, like, the translators were just like, we're kind of sick of this, and we're just gonna do whatever makes sense to us, right?
Right.
And, like, you know, same thing for, like Koopa, right? It's like King Koopa, well, then he's king of the Koopas, surely, right?
Sure.
So then, like, instead of calling them Noko Nokos, then they became Koopas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the reason that, like, you know, Eggman became Robotnik and stuff is because they were like, well, this is, like, we're tired of translating things out of food, so we're just gonna, like, you know, do our own thing and call him Robotnik.
Right, but then they went backwards on it. That one they went backwards on. They became Eggman now.
They've smooched it together, actually. I looked this up. Now he's, like, Dr. like Robotnik, quote, Eggman, like, whatever.
Oh, it's like TJ Henry Yoshi.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But, they, like, sort of officially merged the Japanese and English ones. So that, like, no matter what, you're calling him, like, part of his official name. He's not, like, you know, one or the other.
But in terms of, like, like, I would accept that. Okay, we're getting off topic to Robotnik here, but, like, I would accept that if that was the case for just English and they just kept Eggman to Japan, because that's what they always had.
Yeah.
But you're saying they reverse translated both.
Well, it's like, now it's both in both places. They were like, we wanted to be consistent across the board.
Right,
so
but wouldn't it just be, like, insane if it was, like, you know, Eggman Robotnik, or, like, Robotnik Eggman? Like, and then they just go off the wall, but you're saying they didn't do that.
No.
So Eggman is the quotes.
Yeah.
Or is Robotnik the quotes?
I'm pretty sure it was Eggman is the quotes.
So, but that was the original name.
In Japan, yeah. Yeah, so it took a back seat, I guess, just because of, like, how aliases and stuff work, or, like, you know, in English it wouldn't make sense for his first name to be Eggman or something. All
right, so King Koopa, how does he become Bowser?
See, that one is shrouded in mystery. There's no real, like,
and has
actual
nothing to do
answer.
with Doug Bowser,
no,
the
it does
CEO
not.
of the company.
No. That's a reverse translation there.
Yeah,
yeah, but that one I couldn't find the answer for. But. It just kind of was, like, an interesting revelation when you start thinking about it, that it's like, okay, like, even outside of, like, the character names and stuff, if you start thinking about it, like, for Super Mario World zones, they all revolve around food, too.
Oh, like Donut Plains.
Yeah, or Vanilla Dome, Chocolate Island, Cheese Bridge, or, sorry, that's, like,
What about Dinosaur Island? Or what is it? What's the Yoshi one? Isn't it just Dinosaur?
No, it's Donut Plains, Vanilla Dome, Chocolate Island, Cheese Bridge, Butter Bridge, and Soda Lake, apparently.
Well, some of those are just level names,
right?
Not just not entire areas.
Right.
Where's Forest Evolution?
True.
Right.
But okay, if Forest Evolution was going to be named after a food, what food would you name it after?
What food has, like, foresty, like, maybe bamboo something?
Maybe, but they have, like, deciduous trees, like, and there's
those, we're going by, like, the trees in the forest.
There's, like, those apple-y fruits on them and stuff.
Oh, like the ones that Yoshi eats.
Yeah.
Get mushrooms. Some sort of salad, like, just so you're safe across all plants.
Yeah, it could be green, or, like, broccoli, maybe.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you can't just...
Broccoli bush.
No, but that wouldn't be appealing to kids.
No,
They don't like broccoli.
Actually, that's, like, another, like, weird thing. Like, did you know in, like, the Pixar film, Inside Out, or whatever it is? In the English, they had, like, a broccoli pizza, but in, like, Asian countries, they had, like, green pepper pizza, because they don't have the same association.
Oh, with the gross food thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's or just any kind of, like, anime, like, translation into English, where it's like, oh no, Brock's totally eating a hamburger.
Yeah.
Except it was
jelly donut.
Except it was just rice,
right,
or something. In
the
original one.
Or Maya in Phoenix Wright. She's into, like, ramen in the original Japanese, but they converted to hamburgers for localization reasons.
Or the entire plot where Phoenix is totally likes grape juice.
Yes, instead of wine, because we're not allowed to put that in our children's games over here. Yeah.
So back to your Koopas.
Well, like, the secret is that it's turtles all the way down, right? Because as soon as you start pulling on this thread of, like, localization and, like, food and stuff like that, it just, like, spills over into all kinds of things. So, like, Kirby's Adventure, for example, like, do you remember any of the things in there?
Well, I know Kirby enemies.
But, like, the levels and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like
green greens.
Mm-hmm.
What's the one where he has that fishing pole in his mouth?
Oh shit, I don't know. I don't remember I know what you're talking about though. But yeah, in Kirby's Adventure there's like Vegetable Valley, Ice Cream Island.
Oh, the NES game. I haven't really played that.
Yeah, or like they have like the butter building, which I've always been curious about. Like, what the heck? Like, do they make butter?
or is it made,
is it made of butter?
Or is it made by butter?
Right. Like, you know. And then it's like Grape Garden, Yogurt Yard, Orange Ocean, and Rainbow Resort. So what's do you know the fun fact about that, Adam? Like the ones that I just listed off, like go in reverse or like rainbow order. So if you like think about it, it's like Roy G. Biv but backwards.
What the what?
Right. So like look, it's like Vegetable Valley, which is the V. Ice Cream Island is the I. Butter Building is the B. Grape Garden, Yogurt Yard, Orange Ocean, Rainbow Resort.
Okay, wait, that's fine. But what is Roy G. 5?
Oh, that's like the colors of the rainbow, like red, orange.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, red, orange, yellow, green, indigo, blue, violet, or whatever. Yeah. So it's just so it's like not only is everything named after food, but it's also like got like a secret like rainbow Easter egg in there.
But but bring this back to Koopas.
Well, it's more the Koopas are a jumping off point. Like, it's turtles all the way down, you see. So, like, okay, like, spinning off here. You know how, like, Pokemon professors are all named after trees?
Yeah, like oak and elm and whatever.
Right. Okay, but did you know that all the trainers, like the gym leaders, are also named after plants in Japanese?
Oh, in Japanese. I was going to say Sabrina's not a tree, but no. So, no. What are they in Japanese?
So, Brock is like Takeshi, which is bamboo.
Yeah.
And Misty is like Kasumi, which is from like a flower, but also like mist and like which is like Kasumi. And then the Umi is from like the sea. So, like, you can like kind of get how they got there, right? Like, Misty, Kasumi is kind of got the same like sort of sound. And then like Lieutenant Surge is Mattis from the clematis flower. Erica's just Erica because that's a genus of flowering plants. And then, like, Koga is from, like, Kyo, which is, like, from, like, apricot. And Sabrina is Natsume from, like, the, like, name for, like, a jujube tree. And Blaine is Katsura from, like, the Japanese Judas tree. And then Giovanni is Sakaki from, like, the sacred tree in Shinto, which resembles the earth badge. So, like, the little, like, you know, green leafy thing. Yeah. So, this will bring me to a bonus fact for you. What's Professor Oak's first name?
Professor?
Yeah. No. Like, what's his actual first name?
Well, okay. Gary Oak's his grandson.
Mm-hmm.
So is it something tree related?
Sadly, no.
Is it also Gary?
No.
I don't know.
It's Samuel, apparently.
Samuel Oak?
It's from,
I see.
From the movie.
Right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. But why would that ever come up? Like, but that's never come up in anything.
It's come up in the movie, apparently. That's where it's cited by.
What movie?
Like the original, like, Pokemon 2001
like
or
Mew
whatever.
vs. Mewtwo?
Yeah.
Oh. Samuel Oak?
Yeah.
What is it? Does he just answer the phone going, "Hello, I am Samuel"?
I guess.
Samuel here? like how does that coincide with anything? Okay, so Hammer Bros.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think they're Koopas?
They look like Koopas. Like, they definitely have a Koopa vibe. I would say yes.
Because they have, like, the beaks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But like Kamek, is he a Koopa? I would say yes.
Yeah, because I was talking to Tara.
He's a magic Koopa, right?
Because Tara asked that, I think, earlier when she was like, well, is Kamek a Koopa? I was like, but they both start with K.
Well, so, and Magic Koopa is like the, like...
Well, Magic Koopa is the
generic
one. Kamek's just a Magic Koopa.
Yeah, he's a named Magic Koopa. But, Hammer Bros are the same as Magic Koopas.
Now answer me this. Are there any named Koopas? Cooper from Paper Mario, I suppose.
And Koops from the other one.
Is that the Paracoopa one?
No, that's Parakarry.
Sure. Right.
No, but Koops is like in Thousand Year Door.
Yeah.
Cooper is an objectively better name, though. Come on.
Well, I hate to know what his parents call his other kids. Like
Koopina.
Like Koopina. Yeah.
Koopapatha.
All right, let's. Like, I feel like I almost curious. What's the Japanese name they made for Cooper? Is it also Cooper?
Oh, I don't know. Let's find out. Assuming my internet will work.
Because what's the Goomba named?
Well, Goombario is in the original, and then it's Goombella, I think, in
but he's named Goombario because he likes Mario so much, isn't it?
I think that's the idea there.
Or is it
and it's sort of same as Bro.
But is it because he called himself
that? Because he was aspiring to be like his hero?
Right, it's like the Goron in, naming himself Link in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to be just like Link, or whatever your name is. My dude.
I enjoy how they carry that over into Majora's Mask with, like, the dude who's, like, trying to get a room.
Oh, yeah.
So you can, like,
because you're named the same.
You can steal his room because you're under the same name.
Because you're on the same name. You're looking up to the Koopa translation.
I'm trying. It says that he talks like a kid in Japanese. Like, he uses, like,
slang?
Yeah. Which makes sense because he's got, like, Band-Aids and stuff on his face and whatever.
All I remember is he has that scarf. Like, he has that scarf to determine that he's... that thing. The bandana.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think of any other definitive Koopas. Like, besides Kamek and Cooper and Koops. like, I can't really...
I'm trying to think if any other ones come up in the following games. I don't think so, because they got into those, like, weird ones, right? Where it's, like, like, just a couple of lines, or, like... what about Origami King, though?
I stopped playing that and got rid of it.
Because I know there was a bomb guy who was just literally called Bomb, I think.
He was a Koopa named Babam?
No. Like,
what the fuck are you talking about?
in Origami King, there was, like, a bomb, like, sidekick guy. Yeah. But it was like, he had the most generic name ever.
Oh, he wasn't named, like, Bomber or something?
It was, like, pretty... Like, let's see here. It's just literally Bob-Om.
Yeah, so that's basically...
So it's like, what?
Because the actual spelling is Bub... Isn't that what Baba Bombs are actually spelled?
Yeah.
So there's no pun?
I think that your, like, little papery chick who's with you the whole time nicknames him Bobby, I think, maybe. But, like, his real name is Baba. Like...
Even if it was, that's still bad.
It is bad. Yeah, that's no Bombette. Let's be real.
Okay, well, nobody can replace Bombette.
That's true. She's the queen of our hearts.
Well...
Well, okay, what's your favorite
for Mario?
Yeah.
Probably the ghost girl.
I mean, Boo is pretty great.
Yeah.
Or Bow, pardon me.
Bow, yeah.
Yeah, there's Koops. Those little shorts.
Okay, but is there any other Koopa-like enemies that I can... Like, there's Hammer Bros and Magic Koopas. As far as turtle-related...
Well, there's the Koopa Kids, which is like just a whole other thing.
That's a whole other episode.
Yeah, that's a whole other situation. What about...
Not Hammer Bros. Are Charge and Chuck's Koopas?
Oh, God. I don't think so. They sort of had
weird human
faces.
But what are they?
Weird giant human sportsmen?
But they're not going to be that. Like, there has to be some sort of being, right?
Are they the same as the lightning guy? Is the lightning guy Koopa?
Sumo.
Yeah.
The guy who stomps.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. He's like a turtle-like thing. He's more like a Kappa more than anything.
He kind of looks like a demon, though.
Get the hell out of here. You don't know shit about Sumo.
Let's see.
SMW Sumo. Search that up.
Yeah, okay. I'll accept he's a Koopa.
He's a Koopa.
He's got a shell.
Okay, now do your Charge and Chuck lookup. He just has a helmet on. He's discriminating. He's like, he must be...
He doesn't have the mouth thing.
Oh, you need a mouth guard?
No, like even the sumo guy.
You mean the snout?
Yeah, see, like he just kind of has like a big fat face.
Yeah, but he has
a big fat baby face.
But look, well, okay, I'm looking at the...
And it's
that does look really bad.
I don't know, maybe he does have a shell. Because this kind of looks like a shell.
Right, and his like tummy is like has those stripes on it, like they're scales.
I always assumed that was just like his pads.
Well, maybe they are, but...
Yeah, that definitely...
I'd say
definitely has a shell.
So
he's a Koopa.
He's a Koopa.
He's a Koopa.
That's confirmed.
Yeah.
All right. Because those guys, Charge and Chucks are the most underused enemy in the whole... Well, because you have so many Chucks, right? You have the
Chucks all the way down.
You have the running Chuck, like the running Chucks. You have the Charge and Chucks.
Mm-hmm.
You have the boulder Chucks. You have the baseball Chucks. Like, it doesn't end.
Right.
There's so many uses for what were those Chucks that can, like, meiosis into other Chucks? Right? Or those Chucks that can... If you're underwater, they call the fish towards you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so many different variations on the Chuck.
Okay, so question for you. Spinies.
No, they're not.
They're not. Okay. Give me your arguments why.
They're more of a beetle, because the busy beetles are very similar.
But are the beetles beetles?
Yeah, well, I mean, they have shells.
They don't really look like bugs, though. They kind of still look like turtles.
But they're called busy beetles.
Let's see if that's a translation issue.
You're looking up if busy beetles are they're secretly called...
Also, they're buzzy beetles.
Okay, so buzzy beetles,
See, that looks like a turtle. That's not a bug.
Well, no, it could be a crab.
I would accept crab.
Like, it's other things that have hard shells on their backs. Yeah. Like, that doesn't just mean turtles. I mean, to be fair, crabs kind of make their own shells.
They're referred to as buzzies.
They could be snails, too. Well, actually, is there any snails in Mario?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
Like, unless it's, like, some weird, like, only in one level in Super Mario Galaxy thing.
No, that doesn't count. I mean, like, a definitive, like... Anything Super Mario 64 or earlier, I consider official enemies. Everything after that is like a one-off enemy almost. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. In Japanese, their buzzy beetles specifically are called meto. So what is that?
Now here we go. Now this recording is all about shelled enemies at this point.
Turtles all the way down.
Well, we don't know if it's a turtle.
Well, that's what we're trying to determine.
You have to end this discussion if it's not Koopa or turtle related.
It just translates to Met, so I don't know. That doesn't mean anything.
All right, well, hit me up with your next Koopa fact.
Well, really, it was about like localization. That was just the trick to get it in the door.
You and your fucking anime.
Well, it's more that like localization is really cool in general. Like, you know, like for example, translating humor.
Oh, well, yeah, that's localization, not translation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and they're very different things. Here's a question. Shy Guys, part of the Koopa Troop? Not part of the Koopa Troop? Where do they fit in?
It really depends what's under that mask.
Well, what do you think's under the mask?
Someone's soul.
So you think they're ghosts?
I don't think, well, no, because they make noises that aren't like, you know, like...
Well, neither do the boos, though. Boos go,
I guess that's true, but I don't think they're ghosts because they don't live in a ghost house, which has defined parameters of... It
does, yeah.
You know,
there are several ghosts within the ghost house.
Eeries, boos, boo rings, those ones that turn into fucking stone.
What?
You know, Mario World, where if you look at them, they turn into stone, you can jump on them. They turn into blocks.
I vaguely remember this.
Yeah, because you have to position, in one of the levels, you have to position, like, the boo in a certain place, and then look at him, and he turns to a block, and you just jump on it like it's a regular block.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I remember those guys. Yeah.
So I'm saying there's definitive ghosts that live in the ghost house, and they don't really venture outside of that.
Right. So then they can't be ghosts.
So I don't think they can be ghosts. Yeah. And technically, if we're going to get into it, they didn't exist. It's a Doki Doki Panic enemy first.
It's true.
So it really...
So tell us about Doki Doki Panic for those listening at home.
I'm not going to get into that.
Okay.
That's another localization bullshit thing. So I don't think, because before it was Doki Doki, I don't think there was any Koopas in that, or shells in that game.
Did you know how many fucking guys there are? There are so many guys.
For Mario? Yeah. Oh yeah. It's
many guys.
It's absolutely insane.
Like Shy Guys, to be clear. I'm not like, like just using guy as a catch-all phrase here. I'm saying that there's like an animal trainer Shy Guy.
It's probably in one of the Paper Mario.
Yeah, he's in Color Splash.
Yeah, like I bet like 90% of those are just from the Shy Guy town.
Mm-hmm. Wait, there's a town in Color Splash? I've never played Color Splash.
No, I mean, and I'm sure there's a Shy Guy town in any of them.
I don't think there are. That's like one that like has never been like your buddy or anything.
No, I know, but
what a waste.
But there's
Shy Guys are so fucking cute.
Listen, shut up. But there's Toad Town in the first one.
Yeah. It's like infiltrated by Shy Guys.
Sure, but I'm saying it's almost like Toads in a way, where like I'm sure there's a train conductor Shy Guy. Mm-hmm. Like I'm sure that exists on your list there.
Well, there absolutely is a train conductor Shy Guy because there's like a toy train, right?
Right, but or like any of the Mario Party minigames probably have some kind of Shy game guy. Like I can see where they can come up with like a lot of Shy Guys really quickly because they can just insert them in.
Okay, here's a question: are Sniffits Shy Guys?
Yes.
What's the difference?
They just wear a different mask that has a fucking gun on them.
So they just like strap a gun to their face?
Yeah. But they look exactly the same. They wear the same cloak or whatever otherwise, right? Yeah. Did Mario RPG or anything like unsheath the Shy Guys? Like just pull up the cloak?
I cannot think of a time. Like I know that there are ones where they have little like sort of like jungly pygmy masks on, and you like take them off. But then I think they just sort of have like eyes under there. Yeah, it's like a ghost with like eye cutouts kind of thing. Yeah. So what you're saying is they're part of the KKK. No.
But they wouldn't be far off, really, in look. But I wouldn't say... I don't think that they're Koopas.
No, I don't... Well, unless they're, like, ghosts of Koopas. Or are they KKK Koopas?
Well,
that's a
what's the first K in Koopa? Oh my god! Right? Like, I feel like that could... The King Koopa clan.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
This podcast has been a mistake. Alright.
Alright.
But okay, I don't know if we answered the original question. Like, are Shy Guys part of the Koopa Troop?
Well, I don't think they're part of Bowser's troop even.
I don't think so either.
I think they're just...
Well, that is Bowser's troop, right? Like...
Yeah, because Koopas are part of King Koopa's thing, and so are Goombas as units.
Yeah, okay, so we're saying Shy Guys probably aren't. They're just kind of their own thing. But then Goombas definitely are. In canon.
Well, I think, like, Shy Guys are, like... Okay, here's my theory. Okay? So, so in the Mushroom Kingdom, toads are, like, natives. Right?
Yeah, they're like the subjects.
Right, but they just live. They just live. Why don't we just live?
Right.
I think Shy Guys are natives of Bowser's Kingdom.
As opposed to the Koopas?
Well, I just assume Bowsette just keeps pumping Koopas out.
Let's not go down the Bowsette road.
But I'm saying, the Sniffets and the Shy Guys are just, like, subjects of Bowser's Kingdom. And they're just unaware. They're just... If you ever play Yoshi's Story...
So they're, like, the indigenous?
Yeah. But if you ever play Yoshi's Story, they don't seem like they're out to get you. They're just kind of cruising around.
Right.
On stilts, sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? They're just having...
On stilts, in caves, don't question it.
They're just having a ball.
Yeah. Okay, so... What else is there? The moles? I assume those are just, like, kind of just monsters, right?
Yeah, we're not gonna just enemies Koopas.
But why are Goombas part of the Koopa Troop?
Like, what are Goombas?
Well, they're evil mushrooms, I'm pretty sure.
Are they just, like, rotten mushrooms?
I think. Maybe it's like a, Japanese monster situation where, you can have, like, umbrellas with eyes and feet. Because
the original design was just, like, they're just, like, a one-tile enemy that has two eyes and a mouth, right?
Apparently they were the last enemy added to the game after playtesters stated that the Koopa Troopa was too tricky as an enemy.
Too tricky?
Too tricky.
What do you mean? What's tricky about it?
I assume it's because they like, have the whole shell thing.
No, so I get it.
They were like, this is like if we're scrub lords who have never played games before because it's the 80s.
No, I know, but
we just need something we can stomp on instead.
What other enemies did they have then? Because let's think about this. Okay, they have in the original Mario, they have Goombas, Koopas, the Piranha Plants, Hair Bros.
Yeah. Wait, was that in the original?
Yeah, because they go up and down like they.
Oh, okay,
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Like I'm just counting fire bars and things like that, but like.
Did they have Lakitus?
Yes, they had and Spinies.
Right.
But I think, like, other than that, like, I'm thinking, like, 5-6 enemies here. Like, they really didn't get into...
Did they have... No, I feel like that was farther on, right? Like, Bullet Bills and...
Oh, no, they had Bullet Bills. They had Bullet Bills.
In the original, or in Super Mario?
No, they had Bullet Bills.
Okay. And they would have had, like, Bloopers or Bloopers. That's
Cheap Cheeps.
And Cheap Cheeps.
Okay, fine. Okay, so let's say 10, right?
Did they have Thwomps in the original?
Well, okay. Maybe we should... No, stop. We should wrap this up anyways, because now we're already at 37 minutes.
Yeah. You'll probably have to edit it down.
I'm gonna add silences out and everything else. Yeah. Okay, so Eleanor, what did you think of this experience that I conducted here? Is conducted the right word? Concocted.
Concocted is more on the menu, yeah. I would say it was good. Like, I had fun, like, researching and, like, kind of going down the rabbit hole with this whole localization thing, because that's really cool.
So,
and, like, close to my heart.
So, once you listen to this yourself, you would show it to all your friends, too, right?
Yes, I would.
Yeah. And it was worth showing to... If you had to show it to your mom or something, you wouldn't be disgusted?
Well, maybe about the...
No, I'm not talking about if it holds her attention or anything.
No. I'm saying, like, maybe I would be like, shy away from the Quad K Koopa clan.
Oh, that's staying in. We're not...
Yeah, of course not. But, yeah, apart from that, yeah. I just hold my hands over her ears at that point.
All right. Well, let's cut it off here.
Cool.
I'm just going to press stop. Goodbye.
Goodbye.